I'm so excited to be here with you all today. Thankful to Michaels for giving me such a great opportunity. My platform is called the Polished Playhouse, and that is where I share ideas and interiors to inspire playful learning and living. I currently live in Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C., but I am a native Michigander, born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I love, love, love Christmas, all things holiday, all things play-based learning and activities with young children. I have two sons. They are 5 years old, and the other one, the youngest one, he just turned one. Again, so excited to be here with you all today. I would love it if you could put where you are joining from today in the chat. Would love to know where everyone is joining from today. So today we will be making marbled tree ornaments, perfectly kid-friendly. We are not only using shatterproof bulbs, but we'll also be using washable paint. So this is perfect. We don't have to worry about the ornaments breaking. We don't have to worry about the paint staining. Everything here is completely kid-friendly and completely safe. If you have a younger child who's not necessarily able to pour, you can support them with that piece. But other than that, this should really be able to be something that is really child-led. Children can easily pour the paint into the bulbs as well as wrap around and tie the tassel. So I will start now by just going over some of the materials that we'll be using today. I have some specific materials that I'll be using, but I also went to Michael's and gathered some alternatives that they have. So if you don't have the exact materials that I have, I wanted to show you some alternatives of some things that you can use. So to start, we'll be using these bulb ornaments. At Michael's, these come in sets. There's a number of different sizes. This is the largest size, and this is the size that we'll be using today. This is really great if you want to do a lot of different colors. You really want to get that really beautiful marbled effect with a number of different colors. This is great for that. This one also has a really large opening. So again, this is really great for younger children that are continuing to develop their fine motor skills. Very easy to pour directly into this spout because it is so wide. I also wanted to show that there are also smaller ones. So if you have older children that are more developed in terms of fine motor, and they would be able to get the paint really easily into a more narrow spout like this, this would be great. This is also great if you don't want to use a lot of paint, or you don't want to have the really large ornaments. If you're doing a smaller tree or just some smaller decor and you don't want to use the really large bulbs, this size is really great for that as well. So we have two sizes. Again, today we'll be using the large size, but as long as you have an ornament like this that is shatterproof and hollow where you can fill it, you are perfectly fine for today's craft. So as I mentioned, the paint that we'll be using is a washable paint. I'll specifically be using these really great pouches by Creatology from Michaels. I got these in a set of 10 from Michaels, and they have really beautiful, really vibrant colors. So there are yellows, blues, orange, red. Lots of really great colors that we can use today. The other thing is that this has a really easy to pour, kind of looks like a snack pouch, really easy to pour for younger children, really easy to maneuver. This is a really soft pouch. The narrow spout makes it so this fits perfectly into the bulb that we'll be using today. If you don't have the pouches, I also have some other options here. Another really great option are these small bottles, again by Creatology. You can use this one. This one is actually a metallic. So again, this is really perfect for the holiday season. There are some metallic blues, metallic silvers like this one here. These are really great because they have the flip top. Young children can really easily flip the top, and then they have the narrow spout. So this would be really easy to pour. And in case you have any accidents, any spills, again, this is completely washable paint. The last type of paint I wanted to show you all, again from Michaels, are these, again with the flip top, but these really vibrant neon colors. We think a lot about like reds and greens for Christmas and for the holiday season, or even like some blues and whites to represent snow and winter. But one thing that's really great is you can use any colors you want with these. So these are really great. Again, this type of paint is completely washable. And it's really great to do some fun neon colors if you'd like. So after we make the tree ornaments today, we'll also be making a tassel. I'm using this yarn. I have a red, a green, and a white. For the purpose of our time together today, I'll likely just use the red and the white. But this yarn, this is a really thick yarn. It'll be really easy for young children to wrap. It won't unravel. This will create more of like a chunky, really fun, kid-friendly tassel. If you want to create a more streamlined tassel, obviously you could use a thinner yarn, but I really wanted to pick one that was really easy for young children to wrap, so that's why I chose this thickness of yarn. And the other material that I'll be using is just some scissors. So I'll be using adult scissors, but again, if your child is comfortable cutting, they can just use some child-friendly scissors like that. And then the only other thing that we need is a piece of cardboard or something that is this width. This will help us with the wrapping as we create the tassel. So if you have a box flap, you also could use, we just have a fun book here that my son uses. So you could use a book or you could use a tassel, just something that is a good width for us to do the wrapping. So those are all of the materials that we'll be using today. I am going to start by doing a red and green tassel. I would love if you all could put in the chat what colors are you using? Are you using the traditional reds and greens for Christmas? Do you think you'll do blue and white? Really vibrant, bright colors to put in a playroom or a child's room? Would love to know what colors you all are using. So I'll start just by taking the ornament here, obviously just removing the top so that we can start pouring. First, you want to decide which colors you're using. Again, I'm going to start with this red paint and then add a little bit of green and white for the first one. You can use whatever colors you'd like. The beauty of making marbled ornaments is that everything just kind of runs together and creates these really beautiful, unique color options. So you can use whichever you'd like. I'm going to start. And to start, again, this is a really wide mouth, really easy for young children to pour. You take the paint, whether you're using a pouch or a bottle, and you just want to squeeze a little bit of paint in here. And I start with just a little bit just to see how it moves around the bulb, but you can add more paint. It's easier for us to add the paint. Once it gets in here, it's really difficult to kind of, if we put too much. So start with just a little bit. So I'm starting with just a little bit of red, and you just want to turn this very slowly. This is super child friendly, super easy peasy. You just want to turn it very slowly. And as you turn, you'll see that the paint will start to drip down. Over here, you can see a little bit of the paint starting to drip down. I'm going to add a little bit more. I don't think I have enough red, but I'll add a little bit more. Another way, if you have young children that are really, really excited about that, they can also simply just shake it. This is completely kid-friendly, child-led. They can do whatever feels most comfortable for them. So I have a little bit of red there. I think I'll add a little bit more. So I'll just simply squeeze it into the bulb. You got a good amount that time. And then I will start to turn the ornament. And as I'm turning, you can see that the paint is swirling around here really beautifully. No two will ever look the same, so you don't have to worry about the colors mixing or anything. Just gonna have my husband come in and help me really quickly as I continue to turn this bulb. I'm turning the red so that the paint so that the paint continues to turn. We see that the colors are swirling through here. So that's what it looks like with just one color. If you want, I'm going to actually add green and white to this. So if you would like to add additional 3 or 4 colors, then this might be enough. If you only want to use 2 colors of paint, then this might not be enough for your first go. I'm going to leave my first color like this, just because I'm going to add the additional 2. So next, I'll add a little bit of green. This first one, again, is a traditional holiday colors. So I'll set this down as I open up my next color, which is green. I'll pour the green in there like that, just enough. And then here comes the fun part. I have quite a bit of paint in here now, so I'm just going to replace the cap as I turn. So as I replace the cap, that will help the paint from coming out. But again, everything here is washable, so no worries if any of it gets out or on your clothes. So the green is really moving around in there. And we can see that right here, we're starting to get that really pretty marbled effect with the red and the green. So I will just keep turning very slowly. If the paint is moving kind of slow, you can shake it a bit to give it a little bit more movement. But I am starting to see right there, we can start to see the marbled effect. That looks great. This is definitely putting me in the spirit, seeing the red and green all mixed together like that. We can see it start to run down the sides here. So now I'm going to add a little bit of white. And when you add the white is a really good color to add to really start to get that marbled effect to be even deeper. So I'll add the white now, but I'd love to know how yours looks after adding at least 2 colors. So if you've had the chance to add 2 colors, would love it if you dropped it down in the chat, or you just mentioned it to say what it looks like.
So Nicole, I just want you to know that there is some participants that are also doing the red and green, as well as someone is doing a red and blue ornament.
Ooh, red and blue. I bet that's really pretty. I might try that one next. The next one I'm going to do a few blues and whites to do more of like a winter theme. But to this one, thank you to those of you who let us know what colors you're using. I'm going to add in a little bit of white now. So this again is my 3rd color. I'm using this largest size of ornament. So this can very easily take 3 colors. If you have a smaller one, you might not want to do 3. Or if you have a smaller one because we want the marbled effect anyway, it would work perfectly fine with that as well. So now that we have the white in there, we start to really see, shake it up just a little bit. We start to really see the marbled effect with the red. Here we have the greens, the whites, the red. We have quite a bit of just the clear bulb still showing. If you like it like this, I actually like when there's a little bit of the clear still showing, because in order for this to dry, we'll actually turn it upside down for a bit and let the paint run down. So if you do see that you have a little bit of this clear piece at the top, that's perfectly fine, because as we let it dry, a lot of the paint will rub down and you'll be able to see it on the sides there. So if yours looks good, if you're happy with the amount of paint that you have, we can start thinking about drying. I actually think I'm going to add a little bit more white. I do like to see the acrylic showing here, but I would like to add a little bit more so that when I turn it, I get a really good marbled effect. So I'm going back and just squeezing in a little bit more of white paint. And put the top back on. And with that white that's over here to the side. Just going to roll it around, shake it just a bit. See it coming down here on the side, like, look how pretty. We have the red, the white, and the green all mixed in. And once these dry, they will dry in this exact same way. Once these dry, these are perfect to gift to grandparents or to other family members. Kids are always really, really proud of these because they look so beautiful, and it's something that they did completely on their own. So I am currently happy with what the marbled look and the effect looks like on this one. So I'm just going to take this cap off of this one because, again, we do want any of the excess paint to run down so that it can dry completely. So I just have a little plastic bin here that I'm going to use. Just a plastic bin here. I'm going to use this, and then to the bin, I'll just turn this upside down. If you don't have a bin, you could turn it upside down just on a piece of cardboard, on a piece of paper towel, on top of a plate with a paper towel. Again, this is completely washable paint, so you don't have to worry about staining. So this is our first ornament. I think it turned out really great. After this class is over, again, my account is the Polished Playhouse. I would love it if you all shared what yours looks like with me so that I can share with my community as well, and just so I can see who joined today and how their ornaments turned out. So this is part one. The second thing that we'll be doing today is making a tassel, and we'll just sit this one off to the side so that it dries. We'll do one tassel now, and then we'll go back and make our second ornament after we've completed the first tassel. So for the tassel, you just want to get your piece of cardboard or your book. If you're someone who has DVDs or movies at your house, that's also the perfect width. So I'm going to start just with my piece of cardboard here and put it down. For our ornament that we just made, I think a red tassel would be really, really pretty with that one. So I'm going to use this red yarn. Again, I chose this chunky yarn because it's really easy for little hands to hold on to. If young children are still developing like a pincer grip or a grasp, this thick yarn is really great for that. So I'm going to pull out the yarn. Start by just pulling out the yarn, and then take your piece of cardboard, and you just want to put a piece of the yarn here and just hold it with your thumb. And after you've done that, you can just start to slowly wrap. Move it over just a bit so make sure that everyone can see. After you held it with your thumb, you can just start to very slowly wrap it around. So hold it with your thumb, and then very slowly we'll wrap. And I'll go really slow just in case anyone is getting caught up right now. That's back. So I'm just wrapping, and the more you wrap, the thicker the tassel will be. So if you want a really thick tassel, you can wrap a lot. If you want more of a thinner tassel, then you can just do a few wraps. But again, you just pinch it and wrap it around, and just keep wrapping it. Keep wrapping it around. Wrap slowly. If you don't want to, another way that you can do this, instead of using it, pinching it, and wrapping it around, you could take the cardboard and sit it down, and you could just fold it over. Keep folding it over like that. So if that's easier for you or your child to do, that's also another way where you get the same effect by just sitting it down and rolling it over like that. So I will wrap this just a few more times so that we can get a good thickness on this. I'd also love to know what type of yarn, what color yarn you all are using, and if you're using a really thick yarn like I'm using, or if you're using a thinner one to make your tassel. So I will, again, just keep wrapping this around, wrap it a few more times. wrap it. And I think this would be a good place for me to stop. So I'll stop here just as I've wrapped it around. And what we want to do now is you can cut off this piece that's at the end of the cardboard. So just simply cut this piece off. You can do it, or if your child is ready to independently use scissors, they can do it as well. So I cut that piece off, and then the next thing I want to do is create a hanging piece or a hang tag for our tassel. So take a piece of yarn, maybe about this length, and just cut a small piece off that you can use. So I just cut that small piece off. It's about this length. And I'll make sure to slow down just in case anyone is still finishing up their wrapping. If anyone is doing a super thick tassel, want to give some time for you all to finish up. Again, you just need a small piece of yarn like this. And this is what we'll use to actually hang the tassel from our bulb, right? So I'll take it, I'll just pinch what we've wrapped so far, tuck it underneath here. And as I tuck it underneath here, I want it to be very close to the top of the cardboard here. So I'll pull it up with my thumbs, pull it up and under. And I'll do that one more time in case anyone was getting finished up and didn't get a chance to see it. So again, we have a shortened piece of yarn like this. We take the yarn, put it onto the cardboard, tuck it under. So we want to tuck it under this entire piece that we just wrapped. Tuck it under, pinch both sides like this, and then you just want to pull it to the top. And after you've pulled it to the top, you or your child or your children can tie a knot at the top. So we'll tie one knot here, and then we'll double knot it just to make sure that it's really secure. So we'll tie a double knot there. So this is what it should look like all wrapped on the cardboard. So now we are actually going to cut this off from here so that we can have our tassel. So you want to take your scissors, put the scissors, one side of the scissors would go underneath here. To show you again, just put one underneath here, slide it down to the bottom, and then you just cut. And it's okay if it's not perfect because we can do some trimming to fix it. So we have the beginning stages of our tassel. And again, it's okay if it's not perfect. We'll do some fixing to it. And we want all of your children's work to represent what they made. So we want it to be uniquely there. So it's perfectly fine if it's not exactly perfect. So the next thing we want to do is back to our yarn. We want to take a small piece that's similar to the size that we used, a little bit longer because we'll be doing some wrapping with this one. So we'll take a piece about this long. We'll take this piece and just cut it off. So I cut it off there, and then I'll pick up the tassel, make sure to smooth the pieces of yarn out, and then I'll lay this piece horizontally directly onto the table. So I have this piece laid out onto the table, and with this piece being on the table, I'll just take the tassel and I'll sit it down directly on top of it, just maybe about an inch down from the top of the tassel, and make sure that this is centered in there so we can do some really easy wrapping. So again, we've laid out our piece of yarn, our shorter piece of yarn on the table horizontally. We'll lay the tassel down. Let me get it a little bit more centered than that. We'll lay the tassel down, and then we will tie a knot in this. And you don't have to do a super tight knot because once we've wrapped this around kind of the neck of the tassel, we do want to be able to tuck the ends in. So you can pull it a little bit at the top just to make sure it's smoothed down. And then that's where you would tie the knot. So we have what is starting to look like a tassel. So I tied a knot around the top. So now we see that we have this kind of really nice bulb here at the top. And then we also have this leftover piece that we can use to hang. So now all we're going to do is create somewhat of a neck for the tassel by wrapping these ends around. And we'll do that by crossing here. So I'll do that again. After we tie the knot, we'll cross here, and you'll just pull it a little bit, and then you can flip it over, and then cross on this side, pull it a little bit. You don't want to pull it super tight. We want to leave a little bit of slack so that we can tuck the end of the yarn in. Pull it a little bit tight there, and then flip it over. And then we'll wrap it again, and we'll continue like this, just so that we make it wrap all the way around. If you've made tassels before, you know there's a number of different ways that you can do this part, but I think this is the most child-friendly way because you don't have to knot, you don't need like a crochet needle to tuck it in. All you need to do is just flip, cross it across the neck of the tassel, and it'll start to form some nice grooves here, like you see there. So I think that this is enough. So we'll tie a knot in the back, and you can either choose to leave it. You can either choose to leave it like that. So that looks like that. You can choose to leave these pieces hanging in the back, or you could choose to tuck them. I'm going to double knot it and just leave it like this, because once we get it onto the ornament, you really won't be able to see those small pieces in the back. So now you can leave it just like this. If you want it to be organic to what your children made, you can leave it just like this. If you want to, or if they would like to clean it up a little bit, you can cut off a little bit of the ends. I don't want mine to be perfectly straight, so I'll just cut off a little bit of these longer pieces, but then I'll leave it like with a little bit of the longer pieces. So just cutting a little bit of this yarn off. The good thing about using this really thick, soft yarn is that it's also really easy to cut. So now we have our first tassel. If you were able to follow along and complete your tassel, would love to know what yours looks like. Would love to know if you did a thicker one or if you did one that was a little bit thinner and what color you used. And if you get any responses, Felicia, I would love to hear any of those.
I sure will. Now we just have Patricia just saying that she loves your tassel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm happy with how it turned out, and I can't wait to see what you all did. So depending on how much paint I'll leave the tassel here so everyone can see. Depending on how much paint you used, your ornament may or may not be dry. Mine definitely appears to be a little bit wet inside, but I do want to show how we'll be able to put this one all together before we go on to making the second one. And then I'll just take the cap off and let this dry. You do want to make sure that this dries completely inside, just so that the colors stay really rich and vibrant and you don't have any issues with it being left damp. So this is the one that we made. Again, I'm really pleased with how this one looks. Can still see the whites, the reds, and the green here, everything blended together so beautifully. So we can still see all three of the colors. Everything looks great. We will now just replace the cap of the ornament. So just take the ornament cap, put it back on. I'll just pinch it to put it back inside. And then we have our tassel. And we can just take the tassel, loop the strings through there, and you can decide how much you'd like it to hang. So if you want it to hang, if you would like it to hang really long, then you could just tie it a little bit closer to the bottom. If you want it to hang a little bit shorter, I prefer mine to hang a little bit shorter. So I'll just tie this onto here. And if you want, you can cut this off from here, or you could even just tuck it down in the bottom. Once I'm completely finished with this, I think I'll tuck it down. But for right now, this is our first ornament that we've made. So we were able to make the marbled ornament as well as the yarn tassel. I will make the tassel look a little bit more finished after this completely dries. So this is what a finished product, a somewhat finished, almost dry product would look like of our kid-friendly marbled tree ornaments. So I'm again going to take the cap off of this because I do want this to continue to dry. I put quite a bit of paint in here, so I'll let that dry. And as I'm letting this dry, we can get started on our second one.
And so while you're doing that, I just want you to know that Patty was using a gold yarn, I do believe. We have Ashley that's using a beautiful thick red tassel, and that she's planning on making a lot more. And Mateo is using a cyan color for the tassel, but his is a little bit thinner.
Oh,
So
that's
yes.
that sound, the gold yarn especially, that sounds beautiful. But I love how of everyone that you said, everyone had something different. So some people had the thinner yarn, some people had the thicker one, a metallic yarn, other beautiful colors. So I love projects like this where it's just process art. Everyone's looks completely different, but what's really important and enjoyable for children is this, that they're able to go through the steps. So I loved hearing what everyone was doing. Again, I cannot wait to get the chance to see some of these. So while the first one is drying, we can get started on the second one. Again, I'm using the larger size, but as I showed in the beginning, if you'd like, you can also use a smaller one like this if you have a smaller tree or you just prefer to use a smaller one. So this is, again, is the bulb. I just took the cap off of it. These have this really great wide opening. So for this one, I think I want to do more of like a winter theme with some pretty blues. Again, this is the washable, these are the washable paint pouches. So I think I will use this kind of really pretty teal color, this royal blue, and then this white paint again. Again, the white really helps with the marbled effect. So I will start with this royal blue pouch. Very easy for kids to use. This is like the perfect size spout. It's just narrow enough. My son uses these all of the time. These are also, because they are so flat, unlike bottles, these are really perfect and really easy to store as well. So I'll start by pouring some paint in here. So I'm using blues and whites. Would love to know what colors you all are using for your second ornament. And while I'm waiting for a few responses, I'll get started. I will put a little bit of blue, a little bit of the blue paint in here. This one's a little bit thicker, so I used a little bit more. And again, after you do that, you just simply start to turn it and you'll see the paint start to move around the ornament. You can kind of shake it a little bit to help the colors move around. But you just want to keep moving it and shaking it, and then the colors move around here really beautifully. And again, if you see that you didn't put enough and you'd like some more of this color, or you know you'll only be using 2 colors, you can always add a little bit of additional blue paint or whatever color you're using. And getting on my hands, but again, this is all completely washable, so no worries. So I think I have enough of this dark blue. I don't want to add too much of this dark blue because I don't want it to kind of overpower the other colors. So I will let this I'll shake it just lightly, just a little bit more to get some of the colors to move around. But I think this is really good, particularly having this really pretty blue at the bottom. I think this will look really great when we add the other colors. So for the first pump of paint, this is just what this looks like. So now I will add this second kind of teal blue. I'll just open this up, the cap off here, and then pour that directly into the bowl. And I'll squeeze out just a little bit more of this because I really love this color and I want this one to be kind of the focal point of this ornament. So again, have that. Now I have a good amount of paint here, so I will replace the cap. So replacing the cap and then watching this turn. Definitely as I turn it, want to make sure that I get it to go through the first blue that we use so we get the marbled effect. You can see that there. We're already starting to get the marbled effect there. So turning this around, letting all of the colors mix together. These two colors, I think this is going to look really, really nice. See there, it's already starting to mix the colors. And we've been able to cover a good portion of this one just with those two colors and those little bits of paint. That's another really great thing about this activity is that you don't need a ton of paint. So it's always great when you can just have really minimal materials. And for today, we're using just paint, the bulbs, and yarn, and then scissors, which is something that you likely already have at home. So that's another great thing that I love is when you don't need a ton of materials to do something and it can still turn out beautiful and it can be a really enjoyable project. So we have most of this covered. Again, I personally like a little bit of the just the plastic or the clear part to show. If you prefer to have it completely filled in with paint, you may want to add a little bit of paint, but I'm just going to turn this really slowly so that you all can see how beautifully the colors have blended together. And then finally, my favorite color to add is just the white because I think they really take on a really beautiful marble effect once we add the white. So again, very easy, just squeezing a little bit of paint directly in here. Making sure to not only fill in the parts where we don't see any paint yet, but making sure that it crosses. It's already starting to marble here. You can see some of the first blue that we used, some of the teal here. This looks great. So I'll just shake it around a little bit, really lightly. I don't think I need to replace the cap yet because most of the paints have kind of mixed in together. But if you used more paint, you definitely may want to replace the cap so that it doesn't spill out. But so far, this is the way that the blue one is looking. I think I will add just a little bit more of the first blue that I used just to fill in some of this part. This is a pretty big piece here that's not filled in. And then I'll go ahead and turn it upside down so that it can dry. And more of that paint will just kind of fall down the sides and will create that marble effect around the top. So I'm just shaking it a little bit, swirling the blue into the whites. I actually think I'll add a little bit more white too. It's a really pretty marble piece here with white, but over here, that's mostly the blues. And I would love to see some white right there. So I'll add a little bit more white in an attempt to turn it to get it kind of in that section. So we've been talking for about 40 minutes today, and we've already been able to do 2 of these, and I'm going a little bit slower just to make sure that I explain each step really well. But this is also if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time and you just want a quick activity to do with your children for the holidays. This doesn't take any setup really, and it's something that you can get through pretty quickly.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah.
I have someone asking a good question. Wanted to know if it'd be good to add glitter to the paint before actually putting it into the ornament.
That I think that would be beautiful. Yes, if you wanted to add a little bit of glitter. When I started talking about the materials, I showed this paint that I got from Michaels, and it's a paint that already is metallic and it's also still washable. But if you want to do glitter, would definitely add the glitter in before you add the paint in, and I think that that would definitely have a really beautiful effect. That's a great idea. So this is what this one looks like. I really, really love these colors. Again, we have some spots here where there's no color, but once we turn this over to dry, um, those will all fill in. So I'll bring back over my plastic bin that I'm using to drain. This is the first one that we did. Still looks really nice. The colors are still blended really beautifully. When I take a look inside, it definitely looks a little bit wet. So we'll just let it stay in there. And then this is the second one. Really, really, really like how this one turned out. And again, we'll just turn this upside down. This is I'm just using like a plain plastic shoebox, and this paint will wash completely out of this. So you can use this, you can use paper towel, a cloth, anything for them to dry. So these are the 2 that we've made today. I'll set these aside to dry while we get started on our second tassel. So I'll use white now for that one. And again, when we do the tassel, you can start either with a piece of cardboard straight off from a box flap, or you also could use a book or anything that's about this width and this thickness would work really well. So I will use the white yarn now. And again, I just take my cardboard, put the end piece of the yarn here and hold onto it with my thumb. And then I'll just start by wrapping the yarn around. And again, this is the very bare bones, kid friendly way to do this. There's so many ways to make really beautiful, elaborate tassels, but wanted to make sure that this way was really easy for your children to be able to do themselves. So just put your thumb here and you'll start to wrap the yarn around. Here, and then just start to wrap it around. And you can wrap it around very slowly, taking your time. And then the other, unravel some more of this. The other way is you could just simply hold on to that end piece, and you could just simply turn the cardboard like this, and it'll get the same effect. It'll be wrapped around just as well. So wrap the yarn around the cardboard, and again, you can make it as thick or as thin as you'd like. The width of the piece of cardboard or book that you use will determine how long the tassel is. I think this is a really great length. This is not a really wide piece of cardboard, but it creates a tassel that's a really great length. So I'll wrap this a few more times, and then we can start getting ready to cut this one. So you just take it, pinch the ends, and wrap it around. This looks like, maybe I'll do a couple more times, and then that looks like a good place to stop. So I've wrapped this around. This will be my last time wrapping, and then I just place this down, and I will cut it off. Cut this in side so you guys can see. I'll just cut this end piece off. here, cut the yarn off, and then I'll turn it this way so we can start to get ready to make a little knot at the top for a tag. So again, in order to make the tag at the top, we'll just unravel a piece of yarn. It doesn't need to be really long, so I'll show you about the length that I'm using again. So just about this long. We'll take this piece, again, take it. You can pinch the yarn that you have on top of the cardboard here. I'll take this, pinch it, take this piece of yarn and just tuck it underneath this entire piece here. So I tucked it underneath, slid it through, and then I'll just pinch it and pull it all the way up to the top. So after you've pulled it up to the top, if your children are able, they can knot it themselves, or you can support with that piece. And we'll just put it in a double knot right at the top. We'll put it in a double knot to make sure that it's secure. And then after we've tied the double knot, just pull it tight, and we have the beginning of our tassel. And in order to get this off from here, you can either slide it, you can either slide the yarn off and then cut it. That's an easier way if you want to make sure that everything is the same length, or you can just simply cut it off from the cardboard. I'm just going to slide the scissors underneath here and cut off the yarn. And then we have the beginning piece of our tassel. This one looks a little bit thinner than the one that we made for the first one. I'll bring that one out. So this is the one that we made for the first one, and then this one is a little bit thinner but longer. This is the one that we just made. I think I like the one that's a little bit thinner. I think this will hang really, really nicely from our blue ornament. So far we have kind of the beginning stages of our tassel, and for our final piece, we'll just get another shortened piece of yarn about this long. We'll take this piece, cut it off here, and I actually think I'll do it a little bit longer. So unravel it a couple of times, cut that piece off, and here's the piece. And then we'll just take the tassel. We can pick it up by the tag, take the tassel, and then sit this in the middle. Place that long piece horizontal on your surface, and then we'll place the tassel in the middle. After we take the tassel in the middle, take the ends and just tie them. And you can, remember, you can smooth this down so it doesn't bunch, up at the top. So we'll smooth those down, tie just a loose knot, first knot here, tie that there, and then we'll double knot it just to make sure that it's secure, and then we'll start our wrapping. So we'll tie the knot tighter there, smooth this out a little bit. This reminds me of a Halloween craft that I saw of little ghosts that were made out of yarn tassels. This looks very similar using the white yarn like this. So now that we have the knot, we'll just take our ends of the yarn, and again, you just cross them in front and just pull it tight. And this is a really easy way for children to do this. And then you'll turn it over and we'll cross it in the back. And we can turn it over again, going a little bit quicker just to make sure we don't run out of time. And then we'll cross it here. And you can continue to wrap this as many times as you'd like. I'm going to stop here just for the sake of time. And then I will tie a knot in the back. And I think this is going to actually end up being the perfect length, so we won't have to do much cutting. You don't need to do a really tight knot. You can just do a pretty loose knot. So I have the double knot there. And then this is how our second little yarn tassel turned out. I really like the way that this one turned out. I really like the thickness of this one. So we will cut the ends of this just to make sure everything is even. Again, you can keep it organically how your children did it. There's no right or wrong way to do these. They don't have to be perfect, but I will just cut the pieces off here. Just a little bit left. And then that is our second yarn tassel that we made for our ornaments. So again, I'll bring back the ornaments that we made. These are likely both still wet, but again, this is the blue one that we used. We made this with completely washable paint. This is completely shatterproof, breakable, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. So today we made this one very much winter themed with a lot of really pretty blues and whites. And this will continue as it dries, this will continue to kind of fill in here. And then we made one using traditional Christmas colors with the red, the green, and the white. And then again, someone gave a really great suggestion that if you want a little sparkle in yours, you can certainly add glue to the paint beforehand, glitter rather, to the paint beforehand before you put it in here. And that would also give a really beautiful effect. So I will add, even knowing that this is not dry, I will add the tassel on here just so that we can see the finished version of this one as well. So I'll put the cap back on this blue ornament here, and then I will take the tassel, just slide it through here, and then we'll tie it on to the cap here. You can tie it on, and then again, once this completely dries, we can tie off some of this excess yarn that's here. But for now, I'll just pull it off so we can see it all finished. For now, this is what our second ornament that we made today looks like. Turn it around to one of the spaces where the paint has really kind of blended in well. So this is the ornament, the second ornament that we made for today with the blues. So that is the end of our class today. Thank you all so much for joining. If you participated by letting me know that you were here, where you're from, what colors you were using, thank you so much for your participation today. Again, my name is Nicole and my Instagram account is Polished Playhouse. Again, that's Polished Playhouse. If you have young children, I'm always sharing ideas for activities and crafts that you can do over there. I share a lot of resources, really great children's books that we love and that we're doing, and also organizational tips. One thing that I love is organization and making sure that there is not a lot of clutter in my home. So that is why this activity today only required 3 materials. So if that sounds like you, definitely come over to Polished Playhouse and join me. And please, 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 if you were here today and you made the ornament, definitely tag me on Instagram so that I can see what yours look like. Would love to know what colors you use for the paint as well as the yarn. This video will live on YouTube, on the Michaels YouTube account. And again, thank you all. And finally, really want to thank Michaels for such a great opportunity to spend time with you all today.
Hey, Nicole, before you start off, if you could please just show both the ornaments together. And also just wanted to let you know that there was a lot of people that appreciate this class and enjoyed the way that you were very detailed in your explanations. And also there was one question that came across. What was the width of the cardboard?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is just the flap of like a box. So I'm not sure of the width of this. But here it is. It's about 5 inches. I just had my husband come tell me at the door. This is about 5 inches.
Wonderful. So once again, I just want to thank everybody for coming, and just to remind you that this class will be available on michaels.com/classes, as well as Michaels YouTube channel within 24 to 48 hours. And once again, we just want to thank you so much for coming and hope you all have a great day.
Thank you.